I am effective at what I do. I'm educated and I'm successful in my lane, and I'll land on this. I created my own lane.
Let's discuss. Let's talk about a conversation that's been all over social media lately involving Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. If you've been online, then you've probably seen people debating questions about her doctorate, credentials, and professional background. Some people are defending her, saying she's helped so many and that the internet is simply hating. Others are raising concerns and asking for more transparency about the degrees and titles she publicly uses. Bryant has publicly maintained that she earned her credentials and has said she doesn't feel obligated to prove them to critics, while questions and online debate continue.
The conversation about your doctorate because people can't find your dissertation online. Mm-hmm. How are you responding to that in this new era of your life?
I'm going to clear it up once on here. I'm not doing it again. And I'm clearing it up for my doc squad, for my fan base, for my audience who deserve to hear me address it. To my doc squad, my fan base, my folks, my village, it's very simple. I went to a school, Argosy University, completed an entire program. I went back online to get my official transcripts because I was applying to a law school many years ago to be a professor there. And I had to provide my transcripts, right, to get hired. And I went to contact the school and say, hey, I need my official transcripts. I need my entire thing. And there was no school. I was like, okay, I'm confused. I Google. It says this school has been shut down. I said, oh, well, they got to have records. I mean, they were accredited when I attended the school. They were accredited when I finished the program. I go and look, there is a third party that has the records. Where I contact the third party, that third party only holds records for 2 years. I was past my 2 years. So that means that I had no access to records. And then I contacted, financial aid. You can't make up financial aid. It shows that I paid for a doctoral program alongside my master's program and my undergrad program. And they said, we can fully refund you your money under one circumstance. We give you your money back. You don't get credit for not a class, a course, a program you took in this university, at this institute. So do you want us to refund you? Or do you want us not? I said no, because I didn't want to risk the chance of them saying, well, we're going to give you back your money, and it wipes out your entire program. Luckily, I had, I do this with all of the schools. I had downloaded from the actual student portal my transcripts at that time, and I was able to get just about all of my transcripts, including up to like dissertation. But everything else, there's just no holding take for any of our records, which I think is completely effed up. Just in general.
They are going to kill you online this week. They're going to say she has no records. They just want to hate you regardless.
No, that's fine. And it's not even that there's no records that I don't. The school had a third party that carried the records only for a limit of 2 years. So it's not me, it's any student that attended Argosy.
Questions that are out there, why not provide the proof of your degree? Why not?
Well, a couple of things, right? I have multiple degrees, and my thing is that my proof isn't something that I have to prove to individuals. My proof is already within my credentials, my degrees, and also more than just my titles, it's in how effective I've been. Mm-hmm. All of my sessions have been live. For the most part, my sessions with Nick Cannon, Cam Newton, Shannon Sharp, B. Simone, they have all been for the world to see, right? So no one knew who Dr. Bryant was prior to seeing all of my sessions that were live. And they deemed it, as well as I did before they did it, they can't validate me, I validated myself, they deemed it as my work being effective. I am effective at what I do. I'm educated and I'm successful in my lane, and I'll land on this, I created my own lane. And so a lot of times, Marissa, when people see that you created something that maybe they couldn't, admiration turns into envy. And you got to be okay. And you got to be okay with that in that
as an
space.
Attack, but I think, and I've gotten this question from many viewers, and I owe it to them.
You
in
do.
Service to
Absolutely.
them. Why not drop doctor from your name if you cannot bring forth that doctoral degree? So
I've already covered this, right? And we're here obviously to talk about my new book. So I've earned the title. I have multiple degrees, and I'm not going to prove anything to anybody. And we're going to leave it just as that. Yeah.
Dr. Cheyenne Bryant.
Baby, Dr. Cheyenne Bryant.
And that's where, and you're standing by that.
Standing by it. Yeah.
And honestly, this situation opens the door to a bigger conversation. When does accountability become hate? And when does criticism become necessary? Because in today's culture, anytime somebody gets questioned, one side screams, "Y'all are jealous," and the other side says, "No, this is accountability." So what does the Bible say? First, let's establish something important. The Bible does teach accountability. In Proverbs 27, verse 17, it says, "As iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another." Meaning, believers are not called to blindly follow personalities, titles, influencers, pastors, or experts without wisdom. Questions are not automatically hate. Discernment is biblical. In 1 Thessalonians 5, verse 21, it says, "Test everything, hold fast to what is good." Notice the Bible says test everything. Not just church prophecy, not just doctrine, everything. That means if somebody is giving life advice, relationship advice, trauma advice, business advice, or spiritual wisdom, people are naturally going to ask, "Can I trust this source?" And that doesn't automatically make somebody a hater. Now, here's where balance matters. Christians also have to be careful not to become cruel. There's a difference between seeking truth and public humiliation. And social media loves humiliation. One scandal, and suddenly everybody becomes detectives, comedians, judges, and executioners. People pile on, people mock, people drag, and before long, accountability turns into entertainment. That's dangerous. Galatians 6 verse 1 says, "If someone is caught in sin, you who live by the Spirit should restore that person gently." Notice the posture. Gentleness. Not arrogance, not humiliation. Gentleness. Now, let's address something uncomfortable. Sometimes people genuinely are jealous. Success attracts envy. Influence attracts criticism. Popularity makes people talk. The Bible even says in Ecclesiastes 4 verse 4 that much striving comes from rivalry and envy. So yes, sometimes hate is real. But here's the thing, not all criticism is hate. That's important. Because if every question becomes jealousy, then nobody can ever be challenged. And if every mistake becomes cancel them, then nobody can ever grow. The Bible calls believers to wisdom in the middle, discernment without bitterness, grace without being gullible, and truth without cruelty. Honestly, this conversation reveals something bigger about our culture. We live in a world obsessed with titles: doctor, influencer, expert, pastor, guru. But the Bible consistently points us towards something deeper: fruit. Jesus said in Matthew 7 verse 16, "You will know them by their fruit." Meaning, character matters. Integrity matters. Truth matters. Not just branding, not just popularity, not just influence. And that goes for everyone. Public figures, influencers, pastors, therapists, coaches, and yes, even critics. So, whether you believe the criticism toward Dr. Cheyenne Bryant is fair, unfair, hateful, or necessary, maybe the bigger question is this: are we people of discernment? Can we ask hard questions without becoming hateful? Can we extend grace without becoming naive? Can we pursue truth without tearing people apart? Because biblical wisdom lives in tension, not blind loyalty, not blind outrage, but truth. with love. And in a social media culture built on extremes, that kind of balance is becoming rare.